So in this video, let's improve our chat widget here. But before that, let's also improve something on our send button. Here on send, on icon button on pressed, let's also check one more thing. Let's copy this and paste it here. Let's also check if chat provider, let's check this. Let's copy that and paste it here. If chat provider is typing, let's also check here. Let's what we are doing here is stopping the user to spamming the send button. If it is loading, we don't want it to send the same message again, to send it a lot of time. We should check if it is still typing. We are going to tell him that please wait for a response, so that once the user sends the message, if it is loading, he cannot send it again until the application is finished. So here we only need to do this one check, and then now let's fix our chat widget. So for that, let's come back into our widgets, right click, and then create a new widget. Let's call this as chat widget. Then here, let's import the material package. Let's create a stateful widget, call it as chat widget. So this chat widget, let's first of all, let's require our message. Say require this dot message, and then let's also require our sender ID. Sender ID. Okay, so we need to call these two methods, or maybe let's change it to a stateless widget. Then let's call these here. Say final string. We have a message. Then we have another final string. Sender ID. Our errors are gone. So here, let's go our themes again. First of all, let's close what we don't need. We don't need this. Let's get inside here and copy our theme. Let's come to chat widget, and then let's paste our theme there. Let's import our provider and our theme. So here, let's return a column. Okay, and then here, this column will have children, and then from these children now, let's check first if we have a dark theme. So here, let's have a check. Let's start with a white theme. So we say is dark theme. If it is dark theme, we are going to show the properties of a dark theme. So let's just say if it is not dark theme, so that we start with a white theme. If it is not dark theme, let's return a material package. Then else, let's return another material package. So let's start with this one first. If it is not dark theme, which means it's a white theme. So for the color, now also we are going to check the sender ID. if the sender ID that we are getting is not the user inside here, let's minimize this. Is this sender ID, this is not the user, then we have to show something else. So here I can see that we've already made a mistake here. In the sender ID we must change if it is ChatGPT's reply. So let's get back to our code. Let's come back to chat provider again. Where is our chat provider? So here where ChatGPT is sending a message here, on the sender ID here, we don't need to use our UID. Here we just need to say, we can give it as an assistant. Like what we are getting here on our API. What are we getting here? Go to chat. The response here for the AI is assistant. So yeah, we can just hard code it here, assistant. So let's copy this and hard code it in our Firebase. Come here. So this was ChatGPT's reply. Let's edit it, change this to assistant. Yeah. So but the next time we run it, you have already hard coded it in here. So okay, that is fixed. Let's come back to our chat widget. So here we're going to check if the sender ID is equal to the current user. So to get the current user ID, we know that we are checking in the context dot read authentication provider dot user model dot UID. This is where we are checking the current user ID, and add a check here. So for color, we are checking if sender ID is equals to what the user that is using the application, the saved user ID. If it is equals to this, let's give it this color that we have here, the background color. This background color here, we say colors dot, it's gray. Let's check our theme. Where is it? Yeah, this one, gray with the shade 300. We can close that. This one. Else, if it is not the user, if it's ChatGPT, we are going to give it colors dot white. For the white theme, this is what we'll give. That will be the difference there. And then next, let's now give it a child. This material will have a child, which is going to be a row, which returns children. And then inside these children, first we also check again. Let's copy this. Copy, and let's check again. But let's create a variable for this. Let's say string UID will be equals to this. Let's remove this and close that one out, and then here we can just say UID. Also here we can just say UID. So on the children, again we will have a check. If sender ID is equals to UID, we are going to show a circular avatar. Let's give it a radius of maybe 15, and then background image. Let's call our network image, and then we know that again, let's say context. Let's just say maybe auth provider. We change this to auth provider. Then let's stop it from here. Or let's say user like that, and then read authentication provider dot user model. Let's keep this as a variable like that, and then here we can just say user.uid, and then also here user.uid. So here on the network image we can say user.profile image. Okay, great. The next thing to do now is so here we are checking if it is the sender UID is equals to user. We're going to say check the other avatar. Else, let's show an image asset which comes from our asset manager. Asset manager.openai logo. This one. Let's give this one properties as well. Let's say height 30, width 30. Okay. Then here the next thing that we're going to do is where we are. After this, let's after this circular, after this image asset, let's just bring this down and format it a bit. We can see clearly. Okay, next, after the asset image here, let's have a constant of sized boxed. Let's give it a width of about 8. Then down here, let's have an expanded widget for our text. And then child, let's pick our selected text from our Flutter package. And then in the text, let's put our message dot trim. We can trim the message. And then the star, let's give this a star which comes from a text star. And then the color, let's give it our color on top depending on the theme. And then the font weight, say font weight. For the font weight, let's give it maybe W700. And then what else? Font size, let's give it 16. What else we can give this? Or maybe that's about it. Okay, so in the light size of the theme we are done. So in the dark side, let's under material here we have our first. Let's see where our first material is starting from. There. So here also, let's copy all this inside. Copy that, and then under material here and paste them. our error is it's actually not gone. Let's remove that, and our error is gone. Let's press Ctrl A and then right click and format the code. Now we can see clearly. So in the second part here, this is where there is a dark theme. So here we are going to show our ChatGPT. It's called constants ChatGPT scaffold background color. And then here we are going to call constants ChatGPT dark card color. Then what else can we change in here? The dark theme. I think that's about it. So the next thing to do is just to call this chat widget instead of lister. So let's come here, and then here, instead of calling this, let's first move this down here. Then let's call our chat widget. So for the message, let's just copy this. We copy, paste it here. Then let's also copy and paste it here, and then let's format it. For the sender ID, we're going to get message snapshot.sender ID. Let's close it out, and then now we can delete this lister. Now it's time to test what we have done. Let's run the application again. Let's open up here. Okay, so there we have it. That looks a bit fine, but we need to do more. So let's minimize this, and then let's go back to our chat widget, and then maybe we need to put some padding here. Where can we put our padding? Here on this row. Let's come in front here, and let's wrap this into a padding. Let's do the same within here. Wrap it into padding. Let's hot restart. Okay, that looks much better. But now let's move this like on top here. Let's see if we can wrap this with a cross-axis alignment. Cross-axis alignment dot start. Let's copy this and do the same with the one above. Let's paste it, and then let's hot restart. Great. So now this looks fine. Let's check even in our dark theme. Let's change it to dark. Come back. Fantastic. That's what we need. So let's take it back to our light theme, then come back. Okay, so we have improved our chat list. The next thing to do is maybe adding the buttons to change to image from chat, or we can start doing our profile and our posts, so that we can add all our features. Okay, thank you guys, and I'll see you in the next video.